that I've been drawing for the past few days, doing some character art and character design. And it's quite interesting because this is the first time I've really tried doing a handsome character, and I'm excited to see where it goes, especially when I color him. So first, let me zoom in. I definitely want to color this portrait first. So first, let's do skin. It's actually kind of strange drawing him because when I had first designed him and his inception was to sort of be this sexual character. So now I feel kind of awkward now that I'm like sitting here on a stream coloring and drawing him because in my brain he was all right, but then now that he's open to the public, it's like, oh, will people judge me? Will people say anything to me? But I'm not too worried about that right now. I talked a bit about his backstory in the previous stream and two, but essentially he is an ex-military man who underwent an experiment to enhance his magical capabilities, but they left him barren. So he can no longer have any children. And he's kind of been frivolous with his body in certain aspects and activities. And I definitely think that's a very interesting concept because usually in media and storytelling, there's sort of like this inherent connection between women and their bodies, but we never see that with men. So I think it would be a rather interesting concept to explore. Excuse me. I had the cough. What was I saying? Oh yeah, we never see the relationship between men and their and how they view their bodies. So I do think that this would be a character who is definitely numb to very many social interactions. He's a person who seeks connections but feels as though he cannot have any meaningful ones outside of what he has to offer. many of the characters in my project have their own vices and difficulties because one of the interesting things I chose for it is that one of the inspirations. Okay, so just to start off, this takes a lot of inspiration from the Bible. So originally, I had an idea for like 13 main characters, and I was going to base it off of, you know, the seven, I mean, not the seven, the 12 disciples and Jesus. But then I'm like, you know what? That's just going to be too many characters for me to work with, especially in an animated format. So let me downsize our cast. So I did some more studying of my Bible, and then I discovered, like, the six things God hates, the seventh he finds most deplorable, which is essentially a chapter in the Bible where it goes over, righteous fury and things that are righteous or okay to be angry at. So I took the seven things God hates, and then I also took like the seven heavenly virtues, as well as the seven deadly sins, and each of these seven main characters are based off of sins and virtues, as well as an overarching righteous fury that justifies them and why they are seeking revenge for what was done to them. Essentially, these are men and women who were virtuous, who were successful, who did things for the right reason, whether to help people or to help their community. And it was from their downfall, from their, what's it called? And it is from their wrongdoings and from the things that people did wrong to them that they sort of warped their virtues into sins. Essentially, when it comes to Saren, his whole story is that he was a military man. He wanted to secure a future for his family. For his future family, he had um, a fiance and everything, and so he didn't really want to tie the knot until he could get an advancement in his service, until he could get like a raise or a higher position, just to further ensure himself for his future. He saw an opportunity. He saw that, he could make more money if he underwent this experiment. Because, again, with the greater backstory of this world, magic had returned to the world in about the year 2000, leading to many different technological advancements, technological and social advancements, and allowing people to do more in the world. And so, what many of the local governments did, local and federal governments did, was try to use magic to enhance their troops and enhance their soldiers, leading to many different experimental sort of magical formulas that would lead to higher resistance, higher defense, increased magical output, the strengthening of certain spells that people could do. And Saren took on one of these experimental processes. This then led to him being unable to reproduce. So pretty much everything he worked towards, that family he wanted, waiting and being consistent until he was in the right place and had everything taken care of and ready, that essentially went out the window. He couldn't do anything anymore. Everything he worked towards was gone now, and he fell into despair. And that was when he desired revenge. And the pilot of the show actually follows Saren, and it actually does give you an overview of his story. That's why I'm so liberal with just sharing this character, because in many ways he is the new guy. Like, he is the newest member of this faction of this group. So he is pretty much like the, not necessarily the everyman, but he is sort of your typical, he's sort of your typical guy. He's the typical person that tries to do the right thing, tries to live their life, tries to, be successful, and then they don't meet or achieve that success. And so, what's interesting about him, especially with the other members of his group, is that he is definitely the more connected person. And what I mean by that is because of his downfall, he actively seeks to forge connections with other people. He constantly seeks connections, but he's also afraid of those connections going awry. So, like, he is openly flirtatious with other members. He is sort of the socialite of the group. Like, he uses his savvy to manipulate people or to get into places because he is sort of that. He's able to put on the guise of a person that you want to be around. He is someone who makes others want to be better and do better. And what I definitely would like to explore is his connection with Nancy. And if you look on my Twitter, well, my X account, as well as a community post I left on my YouTube channel, essentially you'll see that Nancy is the youngest member of this group. He's about, I want to say 12, 13 years old. He's the youngest, and his whole story is that his parents were essentially forced to work until they burnt out, both mentally and emotionally. And they essentially had this sort of mental breakdown where they became a danger to themselves and other people. So Nancy, at 12 years old, essentially had to become the breadwinner for his family and take care of his family members. Like, Nancy is no longer able to be a normal child and live a normal child's life. And so his sort of Nancy's sin and virtue is generosity and envy, because he is willing to do whatever it takes. Yet at the same time, he is envious and angry at other people who have more stable lives than him. And that's sort of where his rage comes in, to where he is actually a showman. Like, he likes to put on plays, use illusions and his magic to create shows for people, and that's how he gets his money. That's how he makes a living, because again, he is a child. He doesn't really have much to offer. It's not like he is overtly strong or powerful or has access to strong magics, because again, in this world, while everyone has access to magic, it is a process in which you grow and learn it and get better at honing your craft. And when it specifically comes to children in this world, because they do not have a strong understanding of the world yet, their magic is actually very much illusion based. Like they don't like they can do the basic stuff like they can do the basic stuff like protect themselves, create shields and barriers, telekinesis. Like telekinesis is sort of like a basic spell that every single children learns in elementary school. Like there's some basic magic in the curriculum in this world that you learn how to do. And so yeah, Nancy is the youngest. He's like 12 years old despite being a bit of a scholar and wanting to learn to further his magic. He is very much a child in the sense that he does not have access to the full range of magic that an adult would yet. But that is something that I'm planning on exploring as the show goes on. Back to center. His connection and his relationship with Saren is that Saren essentially sees Nancy as the child he could never have. Like, Nancy is, at least in Saren's eyes, almost like the perfect child. And there are moments and times in the show where Saren tries to talk sense into Nancy. Like all of the other members of their faction and group essentially treat Nancy like an adult because Nancy wants to be treated like an adult because Nancy does not have many of the benefits or many of the uh, concessions that normal children have, so he's essentially been forced to. He was the one that actually sought out this group. He's also been the one that has spearheaded a few of their missions and a few of their uh and a few of their operations. He's even planned some. And so Saren is the type of guy where because he has a big heart and because he has this high capacity for love, he's like, you're a kid, you're only 12, 13 years old. Like, why are you seeking revenge? Are these people manipulating you? Are these people using you? And then many times Nancy is like, no, I'm here of my own volition. Like, I want revenge because of what was done to me. I just found these people. So it's sort of this culture shock for Saren where he's like, why would a child seek revenge? Like, how would a child even know to seek revenge? And again, this is even further biblical inspiration because it is the theme and the idea that it doesn't matter how young or old you are, like, we all still have the capacity for sin as well as the capacity to do horrible and heinous things, especially to each other. That is Nancy's whole backstory and his feelings on the matter. That, like, it doesn't matter if he's a child, he wants his revenge, and even if he doesn't want to be treated like a child because of it. He doesn't want to be treated like he doesn't know what he's talking about or like he doesn't know what he's doing, because he does. Another character that Saren has a relationship with is Ayo. Ayo is sort of the leader of this group. Ayo was the first one to be wrong and sort of put this group together. Ayo was the one that essentially saw Saren and his struggles and it was like, okay, I'm gonna bring you on. You've been wrong, we've all been wronged. So if you are really serious about this, let's work together. But there are various different characters that I have drawn, that I have worked on, that I cannot wait to implement and see how you guys react. Love it, like it, so on and so forth. Like, it's going to be very interesting to see just how far this story can go. And I do, in fact, have plans. Like, okay, so this is going to be a 12 episode, 3 season show where it follows the different layers of Dante's Inferno, like Dante's Inferno, Dante's Purgatorio, and Dante's Paradiso. The third season, Dante's Paradiso, is mainly going to be a epilogue sort of. It's mainly going to be an epilogue where we see sort of where these characters are now, how far they've progressed, what their futures and desires look like now that they've successfully attained the revenge that they were seeking. I plan on doing my voiceover for the character design either later today or tonight at some point. Because, okay, I designed him to be a sexy. I don't know if I can say that online. I designed him to be a very active character. He's very in with his own desires. So like he's a military man, so I gave him like the tank top and the muscular build. And his haircut is actually inspired by like the military buzz cut, but it's sort of like a more grown out, formal sort of military buzz cut where he slicks it back again to sort of further reference his sexual nature because his whole thing is, enthralling people, men, women, old men, young men, old women, young women. Like, he is very much like he is a marvel, so to speak. So like, there are folks trying to, I mean, let's just call it what it is. There are folks trying to get with him. So like, I kind of wanted to give him that design and those elements to where it's like, yeah, it makes sense why someone would want to be around him. I need to fix this hand because I sort of drew it as just like this quick thing. Well, let me do this real quick. Hello, hello, a new viewer. How are you today? How's it going? Give me one moment. Welcome to Owoh's Corner, my older corner of art. And in today's stream, I am working on this handsome fellow. it feels as though I'm at the point where I almost don't know what to do about my art and animation, I mean, because I'm going to be leaving my job later in November when Thanksgiving rolls around because they've been playing with my schedule. They keep scheduling me for 2 o'clock on Sundays, even though I go to church, and then I keep putting in like my paid time off for like Wednesday and then Saturday of that Thanksgiving sort of weekend, and they keep rejecting it. So I'm like, okay, well, I can't keep working with you guys if you're not going to honor the time I want to put off. So I'm leaving in November, and I've been trying to look for work. Like, I've been looking for work since I started that position in retail. Like, ever since I started in retail, I was still looking for animation work, media and entertainment work in general, as well as working on my YouTube channel on the side. Oh, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe, like, comment, share, even. Because, 339 subscribers. I'm thankful for each and every one of you. But I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to at least get 1.5. Like, I don't have to be the best of the best. I don't have to be, the top creator with 60 billion subscribers. But if I could just get like 1,500, that's really all I need. Because I just want to share my animations and share my stories with you people. Plug aside, I've been trying to get time off for Thanksgiving, and I keep getting rejected. So I'm like, okay, well, I can't keep doing this with y'all forever because you're not honoring the time I want to put off. So then I've been looking for a lot of work, and not just like online and remote positions, but local work as well. Like, I've been trying to find jobs locally downtown, on my side of town as well, and I keep either getting ghosted or they're just not replying to me. So I am happy that I have money in my savings account so then I can, continue to pay my bills and continue to pay my student loans, but it's going to get to the point where like I won't have anything left over. And I am a man of faith. Like, let's not get this twisted or backwards. I am definitely a man of faith. Like, I try to read my Bible often. I pray at least like 5 times a day, sometimes even more. I mean, five is a bit of an exaggeration. At least 4 times a day, like I pray. Sometimes five, but at least like 4 times a day I pray. Um, I'm trying to do what I need to do, trying to do the right thing, being kind to my neighbors, stuff like that. So I'm definitely a man of faith. So I definitely know that something will come. It's just like I have that fear in the back of my mind, like what if nothing comes or what if nothing comes on time? Which I mean, I can't really continue with those logical feelings because something will come, something has to come. Like I've been animating and working on private projects and doing other stuff like that since halfway through college, and so for nothing to come from it, like that would be, I might as well say I'm cursed or something. Like, and I've said this before in previous streams, but it doesn't make any sense to work so hard and to put so much time and effort in something and then no fruit from your labor comes from it. Like, do you know how maddening that would be if you spent like 10 years of your life working on a car, and then no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, that car still isn't road ready? That's like the best analogy I can come up with. But I think it still stands. Like, I still think that that's a good analogy to make because, you know, it's something that you're passionate about, it's something that you love, and then, like, literally nothing is coming from it. I've been at this. Well, I shouldn't say nothing because I have, in fact, made connections, even if those connections have not found work for me yet. I still do feel good about talking with people and connecting with people and working towards something in the least. I definitely feel as though I've become a figure of my community. Like, I feel as though I've been able to connect people with others. I've been able to get people to learn more about their environment and the things around them. Because when I was working in retail, like, I would constantly say, like, oh, there's this festival going on, or there's jazz in the park, and there's sitting strolls and bar hopping on the weekends. Like, go downtown sometime. It's an awesome city. Welcome to Raleigh. And I've just been trying to make the environment where I live a better place and trying to help people get more involved with their city. Hmm. Now, what color should I make his hair? Actually, I already know what color I'm gonna make his hair. Red. His hair's gonna be red, his eyes are gonna be green. Then, like, his jacket's gonna be green, but I'm gonna go for a more gray color for the fur around his jacket. And then his jeans are gonna be a grayish blue. A lot of the characters that I've drawn and designed, like, they actually wear jogger pants or more sweatpants like designs. And I'm like, you know what? Despite the aesthetic I'm going for, so in this world, it's definitely a blend of science and fantasy. So I've had to combine that tech wear, cyberpunk fashion with the high fantasy flowing fabrics of like the Middle Ages. So I essentially decided to go for like this combination of free flowing clothing in one section and then like something tight and form fitting in the other. That's why Saren in general, he wears this sort of like tight tank top as well as a low cut B with his tank top. Just to like, show off his body a bit more, and that's also why he wears tight jeans to leave little to the imagination. As for his military attire, that's what this coat is for. He wears a military officer's jacket. But instead of putting his arms through the sleeves, he wears it around his shoulders like a cloak. Now I'm gonna go for this nice reddish orange character, definite reddish orange color. Need a bit more. That's good. Then I'm going to lighten it a bit. This is actually funny because Trina, another character, a female character, she actually has straight up orange hair instead of being a redhead like Saren. Let me actually open up like Google Chrome and let me do like some like redheaded characters. Definitely want it to be brighter. I think that's too pale for my liking. So I'm going to bring it up some. And then I want to add a bit more red to it. I think that's a nice color. So let me just draw over this. Ooh, yeah, that's actually a really good color. I like this. Ooh, I like this. Now we're cooking. Now we're making Now we're making something to write to mom about. Actually, you may not want to write to mom a bit too much about this character. But yeah, nice, handsome military man. I'm just gonna be honest, this might be like the most thirsted after character ever. I mean, I'm prepared for it, of course, but like at the same time, I'm really not prepared. It's like my own thirst has been ingrained in this character, and I'm just like, I don't know if this was a good idea or not, but I'm gonna roll with it anyway because he's already handsome. So like, it is what it is. Too late to go back now. Hmm. A friend is asking me for some advice. I mean, I'm not gonna expose his business, but like, I can make time and text him real quick. I forgot to color his ear right here. Let me go. I'm gonna go back in a bit and fix that. Actually, for a bit, I have ruminated on like the idea of inviting some friends on for the stream. It would be interesting, and I would look forward to it. Yet in that same vein, like I'm like, would I want some friends on the stream, or wouldn't I? I mean, cause like the one downside is I'm afraid my friends might expose me or tell all my business. So I'm like, you know what? It may be best to not have friends on the stream. But then I'm like, it could be fun, and I could help them grow too. I think I'm gonna wait for a little bit before I invite them on a stream. So military jackets are like this green color, and military jeans can be like green or this very dark, almost navy blue. So I think if I were to make a color choice for this character, and I'm thinking like way far ahead, more than likely his jacket would be a dark green. His pants would be, I want to say, a more. It would be green too, but it's going to be a slightly, just a slight bluish green to sort of, it would be on the opposite color wheel of his hair and be like a bluish green. And then his tank top, that's just gonna be either a black or gray color to sort of ground everything. And then with his shoes, like as long as his shoes match his shirt, or his shoes, yeah, shoes are gonna match his shirt definitely. Because I don't want to have anything too, I guess, diverging or out there. Because that would just ruin his color theory. I made him a redhead, so I'm sticking with it. And I'm actually really glad that I'm finally drawing him because for a while. Mm, dang it. I'm definitely gonna post this on my ArtStation account. I feel like I've abandoned that account in all honesty because I've just been working on my YouTube channel, soloing that for a while. But I should be. I definitely do want to upload more work to my ArtStation. This will definitely be a nice project to upload once it's done because I'm definitely gearing more towards quality over quantity. Because this was actually inspired by that convention I went to and seeing other people's portfolios and the other things they value and are working towards. But all in all, like the industry is very closed and competitive right now because nobody is hiring new talent. That's the wild thing to me, and that's what doesn't make sense is media and entertainment in general, especially when it comes to like TV and even gaming to an extent, it's been going through a dry spell. But instead of taking a chance on newer talent and new ideas, they are trying to reinvent the wheel and doubling down on old projects, even though studies have shown that people want new content, new IPs, new projects to see, watch, and enjoy. And I mean, I hate to say it, but really it is what it is. Like, look, if these reboots do well, then they succeed. If they don't, then they don't. I can't really hold on to. Like, I feel as though I have done everything I can. I've already made 2 videos on the subject, and I refuse to be that person that keeps making and rehashing the same video over and over again. At this point, if you fail, you fail. At this point, if you keep going through difficulties and can't find no work and can't make a buck to save your life, make turn a profit to save your business, then at this point, like, there's really nothing for you. Nothing can be said or done because it's not because you've literally exhausted all your options. Like, people have been telling you like, oh, try this, do that, and at some point, the worst you can do, the worst you can do is try it. And if it don't work out, then keep doing your reboots. If it does work out, then hey, you figured out the solution to your issue. But you can't keep blaming other people for your own problems. You can't keep saying like, oh, it's the people. The people aren't watching this, or it's society. Like, there's just no money for people to go to the movies. Like, people are showing you that they don't want what you're producing. The people are showing you that they want new and original content. Like, literally, there was a entire new pilot that released for, I believe it's either a new show or a new video game. I haven't looked much into it because I just haven't seen it, but it's called like The Amazing Digital Circus or something like that. Let me actually open YouTube and search this up real quick on my phone. It's called like The Amazing. Oh, it's a show. It just released its pilot. That pilot has 87 million views. Oh my god. Are you freaking serious? It's got 87 million views on the pilot. The trailer got 12 million views. And then they just have a bunch of different animated clips and shorts that have gone viral. And then they also, and this is from the same people who made Murder Drones, and you know folks like that shit. They also got another show called Meta Runner. Like, this is an entire studio that's just been making amazing 3D animated content. Like, this is what people like. This is what people are fishing for. Like, people want new and original shows and stuff like that. And you, as a big company, can't even hire new folks that have these ideas. So I mean, at this point, folks, go independent. At this point, I hate to say it, but you might as well go independent if you can. And this is okay, so this is my recommendation. Of course, go independent, but if you can at least get one or two sort of like entry level jobs just to get that experience and just to get that like insider knowledge, definitely do it. And if you can't, then just go on YouTube and take a chance that way. Cause there's shit. Cause there's like a bunch of stuff going on YouTube. Like, there's a bunch of original and new content, and then like those. I'm not even gonna go into that. I'm not even going to open that floodgate. I was gonna say something, but no, I changed my mind. Now, what color did I say his jeans were going to be again? Let's see this real quick. New layer. Well, this is actually the perfect color I was looking for the pants. And then after this, I'm gonna do the jacket. And when it comes to this design, I'm actually glad that I included some pieces with and without his jacket just to show and give an impression of what he would look like when he takes his jacket off, because it's definitely a accessory for him. Now for the jacket. It's actually kind of funny because I'm gonna be like going down the color wheel because that's actually something I learned is that when you are making characters, designing characters, it's good color theory to go around the color wheel, not just choose random colors that you think would benefit or look nice. I mean, you can do that, but it's like if you want something that's a bit more consistent, definitely go with going around the color wheel. Because the red of his hair is like the only sort of warm color next to his eyes, which are going to be like this vibrant green. Everything else is going to be more on the cooler side, which is sort of going to be a bit of a juxtaposition to his character, which is this more amorous, sexually active character. And I do think that the coolness of his color scheme is definitely going to juxtapose with the more vibrancy of his personality. see this real quick. I definitely like this screen over here. So yeah, I think this is going to be the color that we end up working with. Something a bit on the paler side. Shoot, I've been drawing for like an hour and 30 minutes straight. Let me just sit for a minute. Now let me do the fur around the jacket now, cause I'm thinking of going for like a brown color. Cause I definitely think if I add like a brown or a palish brown, it would better help ease the design. Okay. Let me. First, I'm gonna select the hair. Then I am going to go over a little bit. That's a nice brown. I'm then going to go towards the center. I think it should be a bit brighter. Yeah, that's a lot better. So let me just draw over this real quick. Now, the reason why I gave him a fur collar is because I wanted to give him sort of this air of class. Because usually, when you see like a fur lined coat, that's more so for like, you know, you usually see that in classy designs. But to see like a fur lined military coat, it's more so to show a bit of status with his military background. So I think his tank top should be about right here. And I'm gonna go for definitely a more darker color to his tank top. Very dark. And then it's going to be like this. Let's see real quick to see what it looks like. That's actually not that good because it's not meshing well with the line art. So let me actually brighten it a little bit. See if I can. Now that's a lot better, but let me actually compare it to the jacket proper because I don't want it to be difficult to differentiate. Like, this is good, but I definitely think that it can be just a slightly bit darker. So let me actually take, let me darken this. So I think what I'll do is off to the side, like I'll have this right here, then I'll eye drop this and sample this one right here. And so I'm going to draw over this real quick, see how it looks. And then if I don't like it or if it doesn't mesh and blend well, then I'll just go back over it. Because this is definitely a rich color and I want something. Maybe I should just cut my losses and go for something that's just gray. Because I don't want to add too much color and then there's nothing with any cohesion that is bringing this together. Let me actually lighten it real quick because these are a lot of dark colors. So if I can get like this nice gray over here. Slightly darker. Tiny bit darker. This is sort of like the sloppy. Well, actually, no, that lighter gray might have been perfect because that just is a good color to sort of, yeah, this is definitely much better. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is quite good. This is quite all right. I think it's actually okay. So I've been just drawing with like greens and cooler colors in general. That now that I have just a straight gray color, it's almost giving me like this greenish tint to it. At least with my eyes. So let me just draw this out real quick. Let me actually go back over here. Use the eraser tool to smooth. Clean this up a bit. Almost done with the base color. Then I just need to do the eyes. And after I finish this, more than likely, I'm going to work on my mother's painting as well as work on my animation. Cause I'm working on a new I'm working on a new animation exercise, and so I want to finish that up. But by the end of this stream, the base color is gonna be done. Shit, I forgot to do his eyebrows. Dang, how many other eyebrows did I forget to do? Just this pieces. Just you know what? Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to finish coloring the tank top. Then I'm gonna go back, do this guy's eyebrows real quick. Then I'm gonna do the eyes, and then we're gonna be done. Who's texting me now? Shit, I hope Photoshop didn't crash. That, that'd be some shit. Let me. Oddly enough, I have not saved. Like, uh, did Photoshop crash? Did I legit use it so much that it crashed? I think Photoshop did freaking crash. Photoshop is frozen, y'all. Well, I saved it. Now let me just close out and reopen it again. Okay. Nightmare averted. Full screen. Make sure y'all save often and make sure y'all clear your history because Photoshop can, in fact, crash on you. Like, you'll just be working and then you'll realize, like, hey, nothing's drawing. Now I have to go over what kind of underwear Saren would wear. And I'm debating whether it would be black or like a vibrant red. I definitely think he would alternate between straight black and vibrant red. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest. Like, he and Ao are the only two characters that, like, I'm gonna go over underwear color with because it really doesn't matter for the rest of them. Yeah, I sound like a freaking pervert. This is why I need to finish this character because I'm just going off, and and that's not needed. That's not necessary. Let me hurry up and finish coloring so then I can go, and then you guys can be disappointed in me later. Like, why is this man such a pervert? Like, I made this character specifically with less in mind because his character and his struggles specifically coincide with that duality of lust and love. And it would have been easier if I did a female character, but I chose a male character instead. His name is Saren because he is loosely based off of the Celtic god Cernunnos, who is a god of fertility. I might as well just finish the rest of it up so then I can. Okay, bright red. That's over and done with. Now let's work on the mouth. And I was real quick, so you guys will miss it if you don't pay attention, because I'm not talking about this anymore. Let's move on. Let's move on. That mouth. Let's see what that mouth look like. Oh gosh. This is just like really, really. Not gonna finish that sentence. Not going to finish that sentence. And I think after I'm done with him, more than likely I'm going to work on either Trina next or Nancy. Because next to him, I would say Trina is also a very interesting character that I want to spend more time working on and sort of plotting out. Yes. Yes. Give me 15 more minutes. Pretty sure my mom wants me to do something, so let me wrap up and then I'll be on my way. think that's it. I think I'm done. Oh wait, the shoes. I forgot the shoes. I definitely want the shoes to be slightly darker than the tank top. Someone is calling me. Let me see who this is. Hello. Another ad calling me. Anyway, it is 12:30, so I have reached my 2.5 hour quota. That's actually pretty good, pretty nice. Let me actually uh, real quick. Let me actually go over, zoom out a bit, and show you guys what I got. So this is Saren. He is a military veteran. His magic involves amplifying the magic and bodies of other people. He is the newest member of the Seven Sages. I'm still working on a new name for their group and organization. This is the base color, but I do plan on going back over. I definitely like the color theory I chose for him, trying to bring out those more serious undertones with his design despite his more lighthearted nature and behavior. It was really fun with this stream was really fun. I really enjoyed it. I really like sitting down and talking about the character concept with you all, and I definitely plan on going back over and adding some more detail shading, and I do plan on making a character design video for him in a bit. I likely plan on recording the audio later today, actually, after I work on another animation I'm working on, as well as work on a painting a portrait for my mother. So that's gonna be pretty nice. That's gonna be pretty exciting. And I hope to upload the video in the coming few days, at most a week. But I really enjoyed this video. I really enjoy working on this character. He's very nice. He's very interesting. The next character I do is gonna be Nancy. He is the, I believe, fifth member. Yeah, he's either like the fifth or the fourth. So that's gonna be fun and very entertaining. And I can't wait to share more about this show and work more on this show with everybody. Hopefully, I can find some people to start on the pilot. I do at least want to finish the character designs first before I bring more people on. So that's probably going to be wrapped up in. I'll be generous and say, like, all of my designs, all my character designs at least, are going to be wrapped up in about a month's time if I'm fast and if I'm consistent with it. I'm very much looking forward to it, very much love it, very much want to bring about their personality through their designs. It's going to be very interesting, very involved. I'm going to love working on this big project with everyone. And I'm happy and thankful for you all who have stuck by since the beginning and have watched my creative process with this. But I do in fact have to go. Sadly, I did not get to work on some work on some animating this stream, but there's always next stream if I finish the shading fast enough. Anyway, I don't want to keep you guys forever. I definitely know that you guys have other things in your schedule to do. So let me be kind to you all and call it here. I stream every Tuesday and Friday, usually starting around 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and going until noon. I live on the west coast of the U.S., so folks in my area who are on their lunch break and just need a minute or two to chill out, definitely stop by my stream. It's a very chill stream, so you can come and go as you please. If you got a question or you want to talk about something, then definitely stop by for that. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share even. I definitely stream regularly, and I'm going to try to make more videos on a regular basis if I can. But yeah, that's just about it. This has been Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art. I'll see you guys in my next video or live stream. I'll catch you around. Bye.